Hello fam, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. So today I want to talk about the South Africa's emerging terrorist group called Operation Dudula, led by LAWLESS. These guys are busy moving up and down, terrorizing Africans who are not South Africans, staying in South Africa. Now, who is this guy? This guy, where did he come from? Who trained him? Who is sponsoring him? These are things that we're going to dive in and try and see what kind of mentality does this guy have. This is the same guy who went to Ethiopia and talked about how Africa should unite and help each other as brothers and sisters and hold hands and be united as one Africa. And yet he comes back to South Africa and starts terrorizing and mistreating Africans who are staying in South Africa. Now, who's sponsoring this guy? You know, some interesting pictures have come out online. The people who have been preparing him for such a time to destabilize the country, destabilize the people who are for Africans, for Africa, for Africans, and those who want to claim back the land to its rightful owners. Now, this guy is a distraction. He's a toy soldier, as the spokesperson of the EFF said yesterday. Instead of addressing major issues in the country, is going attacking old women and men, demanding for documentations if they belong in South Africa or they are legally in South Africa. He goes to street vendors who are nothing, can't even earn a living on the streets, and yet he attacks them, leaving things which are supposed to be addressed as a nation, which is crippling this nation as South Africa. He is a coward for sure. So some of these pictures which came out are here, and it's interesting to see the people that he mingle out with. This speaks volumes. He has got a hate for Africans like no man's business. In fact, the old man that he terrorized and accused him of selling drugs, this old man who stays in this house, says he's selling drugs in this house. Look how poor this man is. Can a drug dealer stay in a house like this? He says he went around with a gun and terrorized him. Says, I can even shoot you now, you can go to the police and the police won't do anything. He has formed this terrorist organization, a vigilante group which is terrorizing people and taking the law into your own hands. It's a criminal offense. Guys, if someone comes to you who is not the police, who is not the immigration, and demands documentation from you, refuse. In fact, if they come to harass you, defend yourself by any means necessary, because you have got your life to protect as well. These hooligans cannot just come and start harassing people as if they own South Africa or as if they are the law. Let the law take course. Let the law take its course. South Africa problem is they like blaming every single thing on foreign nationals. They don't have electricity in the house, it's foreign nationals. They don't have meal in the house, it's foreign nationals. They don't have food in the house, it's foreign nationals. They don't have money, they get broke, it's foreign nationals. Everything is foreign nationals. And it's such a shame that even political parties now who have established themselves in the political arena here in South Africa, they took a ride on this same slogan and gave themselves a foundation, a solid foundation in politics because of hating on other black people. And now this old man that he attacked, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, is an EFF member, and he messed with the wrong party, and these guys are going after him very hard. He has messed with the wrong political party. You understand? It all started with illegal immigrants. That's how xenophobia started as well. Illegal immigrants. No, all immigrants must leave. They started killing other Africans from other African countries. That is what is instigating even now. Illegal immigrants, from illegal immigrants to be all immigrants. Even if you are legal or not, even if you are not illegal, you are legal, you still have to go. He wants to take his own the law into his own hands, as if he is the president or as if he runs the whole constitution of the South African of South Africa. You understand? And what he's doing is a criminal offense. The South African constitution is very democratic, such that they are leaving him to do his nonsense. And the ruling party don't want to talk about it because they don't want to give him relevance. You understand? He wants to establish himself as a political force or as a leader by all means necessary. He is so thirsty and so hungry for power. Now, people who are hungry for power, who can do anything to get to the top, They are very dangerous, and it doesn't end well with them. Whatever starts in joy by tormenting or attacking or mistreating other people, it always ends in tears. And he needs to learn from history, because he's not the first one to start doing this. There are other people who have done it, and it never ended well with them. So he must humble himself and let the police and the relevant authority do their work. If you want to do or be relevant in the community, do the right thing. Now the thing is, most South Africans, they hate Africans who are staying in South Africa. They hate other Africans who are staying in South Africa. You won't find this with white Europeans who are staying in South Africa. They claim to be South African, but they are not. They are Europeans. You won't find them doing that. You won't find colored guys fighting other Africans in South Africa. You won't find that. You won't find Indians fighting other Africans who are staying in South Africa. It's always black South Africans, uneducated ones, who are doing this nonsense. And you won't find black average Africans, South Africans, middle class and others who are well established doing this nonsense. It's always these people who are uneducated, or they are puppets being used by the boers to do what they are doing. Now listen to what this EFF spokesperson said yesterday about this guy. And it's interesting to see where this thing is going, because it started as foreign nationals are doing this, foreign nationals are doing that. Now he has started attacking his own people, and the EFF won't have it.
So we have come here today to accompany Ntate Victor to open a case against the corrupt, the criminal, thuggish toy soldier who goes by the name of Nhlanhla Lux, who raided the home of a 59-year-old man under the pretense that he was looking for drugs. And this home invasion was done in the presence of the police, because there seems to be an element of sponsoring of Nhlanhla Lux by white elements in South Africa that seek to promote black-on-black violence. So what they have done here today has nothing to do with drugs, has nothing to do with illegal immigrants, but it was an invitation to the economic freedom fighters to the table of black-on-black violence, and we have not accepted that invitation. And we must place it into context, because the visit to Ntate Victor's house was to go and intimidate the former branch secretary, who is not him. They were looking for a young man called Thuso, who has been leading electricity struggles in Soweto and Dobsonville. And when they wanted to gain access to Dobsonville, Ward 48 in particular, Thuso declined them that access because they wanted to address a community meeting which was convened by the EFF. He declined them that invitation, and then he addressed that community meeting directly to categorize this Dudula movement as a promotion of black-on-black violence by elements in Stellenbosch, by people who want to distract the EFF from its program of economic freedom. So that is why these idiots visited a house of an old man. They had faulty intelligence, because they were trying to intimidate a young former branch secretary of the EFF who wouldn't get them access into Dobsonville. So that is how they operate. They end up victimizing innocent people, because if I can point to you now and say you sell drugs, they are going to come to your house and invade it and tear it apart. They stripped his cupboards, they stripped his burglars, and when he entered that house, they started pushing him around, demanding drugs from him. And this is why Nhlanhla Lux is a coward, because he's not confronting gangsters who are selling drugs in Mitchell's Plain. He's not confronting gangsters in the CBDs of Johannesburg. He's not going to the harbors of this country where drugs are imported from. He's going to innocent people, to old women, old men, because he is a coward who goes around wearing a bulletproof vest. He wears a bulletproof vest to go and confiscate sliced polony and knickknacks from Somalians. He's a coward. He's a toy soldier, and the EFF has come here to accompany this leader to open a case against him, and we want him to be arrested, because the police, if they don't make an intervention on what Operation Dudula is happening here in Johannesburg, has already started spreading to Alex. It has already started spreading to the Western Cape. We are going to encourage our people to defend themselves. So when this toy soldier comes into your house without a legitimate warrant of arrest, he comes into your home, he breaks down your door, he searches your cupboards without any mandate from the law, our people must defend themselves, and they must make him meet his maker. So we are not promoting black violence. We are not going to fight with non-entities in this country who want to distract the EFF from its program of action. But our people must stand up. Any time of point in time, Nhlanhla Lux or any of his thugs comes to your residence and wants to enter by force to search you, you must beat him up. You must beat him up, and you must make sure that he never goes anywhere again. It's not true, so perhaps I missed to make that categorical point. You see, the people who are standing across us here are not from Dobsonville. It's people from Pinville and surrounding communities. So Nhlanhla Lux has a roving crowd a mobile renting crowd that pretends to be a community wherever he goes. So we were picking up, we met with Ndate Victor yesterday and today. He engages freely with his neighbors, old women, school children, elderly men, security guards and workers, because they know him and they have no knowledge of him being a drug dealer. But because Nhlanhla has faulty intelligence, but primarily because he wanted to provoke the EFF, he went to his house under the pretense of looking for drugs. It was not the community of Dobsonville that is accusing Dr. Victor of procuring and selling drugs. It is the mobile rented crowd, which is paid for by money from Rob Hessoff, which is paid for by money from Jan Rupert to distract the EFF. So Johannesburg is the center of the economy of South Africa. So if you can disrupt the EFF, which stands for Fighting for the Economy in Johannesburg, you have disrupted them from their fundamental program. And that is what he's trying to do. He's provoking us by attacking our member, thinking we are going to go out and beat up his people. We won't do that, but they must dare come to our households. They'll know us for who we are.